Today on Family Matters.
Kyle is a very challenging child. That's it, not putting it on. No.
Let him have his toys around there. Move all the ornaments for now.
Are you really trying to say it's not a family home, it's a palace?
You're putting too much pressure on yourself. You really are.
I would really like it if my mum and dad stopped stressing, because they're not really happy.
What touched the nerve there?
Just feel bad looking back at that.
I don't even notice that she's there sometimes.
Right, I'm getting annoyed now.
You've actually got to the point now where you're picking them up and dragging them out the room.
I think that the children are spoilt.
Go!
They do not do as they're told. They have everything.
That comes across as really aggressive.
Yeah.
I told you to do something, you do it.
But it doesn't teach them.
No.
My point is, it's never ever going to teach them. Hello and a warm welcome to my brand new show, Family Matters. Thank you. My first guest, Carrie and her husband Chris, say that their family is suffering because of the wayward behaviour of their 3-year-old son, Kyle. They say his demand for attention is taking the time away from their own relationship, and they want my help before he ends up coming between them. Take a look at this videotape.
I'm Carrie, I'm married to Chris. We've been together for 13 years. We have 2 children, Cara, who's 11, and Kyle, that's just recently turned 3. Kyle is a very challenging child. We get in from work and it's just stress, shouting. It's just every day's a challenge.
Right, that's it. I've had enough. Sit down. We can't take him anywhere. He'll run away. He won't sit still.
Don't run off. Kyle, where are you going?
He just wants his own way all the time.
His behaviour, it's got worse.
I need your legs. Why do you make it so difficult?
He thinks everything's a game, and he just laughs at us. He thinks everything's funny. You don't run off. It's not funny. In the morning, trying to get him ready is one of the hardest things to do. He won't let me dress him.
All of this just to get shoes on you, Kyle.
Coat on now. When I then try to give up and walk away, that's it, not putting it on. No. He then goes into meltdown. He'll throw himself on the floor, and sometimes he really hurts himself.
It's hard to balance everything. You know, we work full time, try to keep the house clean, look after the children. It adds to the stress.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you watch the tape, what do you feel you need to implement more that you see that's missing from that tape?
Gosh, I just don't think we've got any control.
What do you feel you're not in control of?
Of Kyle.
Kyle. He just likes to destroy everything.
Destroy?
Yes.
Break? Vandalise?
Everything
Okay.
you can think of.
Does he live in a home that's practical for children?
Probably not.
Probably not, no.
Tell me why. Tell me why he doesn't.
Because I'm a real perfectionist, but me and Chris are both the same.
We like clean.
nice things.
Yeah.
And I want to keep it as well for Chris, because I know that he's also, you know, he's very much been brought up and grown up in that kind of...
Okay.
Well, you have.
You're like, okay. What do you mean? What would you mean by that?
Oh, no, like, you know,
It's
like...
not just for me, it's for yourself
Well, no,
as well.
no, I
It's not just
know,
for
I
me.
know
You can't
that.
blame it on me.
No, I'm not blaming it on you. I'm just saying I like to do that for that reason as well. Because I know if you
I like
came
the house to
home
be
and it was
clean.
like complete mayhem, it would stress you out.
Would it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that then, because that's a real issue that a lot of, you know, parents do have.
It's just me. I just like everything to be clean,
Yes.
tidy.
Yes.
I like the bed made.
Yes.
I can't get into a bed if it's like I've just crawled out of bed in the morning.
Yep.
I can't get back in with the quilt has to be made.
Yep.
Otherwise, I can't sleep in that bed.
Yeah. What
It
about
has
your
to be
son's
tidy.
room?
I try.
We both try to tidy.
Yeah.
He literally pulls everything apart.
Like the blankets
everything.
off, all his
Everything.
clothes out, the
Curtains
chest of
down.
drawers.
A
Yeah.
lot.
Everything done. And is there a play area for him downstairs, or his area is his bedroom?
No, his bedroom.
His bedroom.
His area is his
He does
bedroom.
bring the toys downstairs. We allow him to do that. Don't get me wrong.
And then you take them
but-
quickly back upstairs again?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that.
Just saying.
No,
Just saying.
I understand.
True?
That's fine. It's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit more about that, because you're very meticulous about things being in a certain place.
Yeah.
But the reality is that you left, didn't you?
I did,
So
yeah.
talk to me about that, because, I mean, it obviously got to a place where you
Me
felt
and
you
Carrie
couldn't
used to
handle it.
bicker all the time. I just had enough. I was sleeping on the floor for a year
Why?
because Kyle was sleeping in our bed.
Right, okay.
So I had to sleep on the floor. I couldn't move. I was literally on the edge of the
And
bed every single night.
why was he sleeping in the bed?
Because he had to sleep in our... We couldn't get him in his own room.
The thing is, Kerry, I remember you saying to me that he's going to be our last child. Please, just let him sleep in bed with us. And I said, you're making a massive mistake. Massive mistake. And that's the reason why.
I just kind of thought, oh, I'll just let him because I'm not going to have another baby again. And because I was so close with him. But then, I suppose, yeah, before we knew it, Chris was on the floor and months was passing. And I don't know why, but I would get resentful to him about the situation, and I think he would be getting resentful to me. And then it got to a stage where we just literally didn't even talk.
So then you were downstairs because you were holding on to the baby.
Yeah, so
in the bed.
basically-
It got to a point with what happened then, Chris?
We decided, we argued all the time. So
was
I
just
thought, right,
every day.
I need to go.
And then what brought you back?
Because I really wanted to come back. I missed the kids, I missed
Yeah.
Carrie.
Yeah.
And I want to work at it. So,
Yeah.
so that's the reason why.
Did the sleeping issue get resolved?
Well, when Chris came back, we then decided that we had to do something because him sleeping on the floor was just, well, you were getting such bad backache and not
killing me at
not
work.
just that, like...
What
the
about
worst
you're a
part-
couple and you should
Yeah,
be in the same bed?
Yeah, yeah.
Not just a backache.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a backache, so we thought we'd back in your bed.
here,
Never mind,
yeah,
just back in your bed. You know. Okay, let's have some more videotape, please.
Kyle is very, very hard work. If he doesn't get attention 24/7, he will literally cry. Cry.
No.
I don't know how it's humanly possible to sit there and ignore it.
It's like something takes over him.
Attention, that's all he wants.
If I pick him up, he'll cry. If I leave him, he'll cry.
Meal times are very stressful as well.
Do you know what I love? Eating my dinner in peace. I love it.
Kyle won't eat his dinner.
No, don't eat ketchup. Eat your dinner.
I can't actually sit down and eat a meal. I'm up, down, all the time. I can't sit down and relax. He always plays with my dinner all the time. I never eat a full meal.
That's Daddy's dinner.
No, I don't want it, Kyle. No, look, you're spilling it over me. Come on, can you just leave it, please? Why can't you just sit down and eat your food on your own? And give Daddy a break for 5 minutes. Kyle, give me a break, please. Just stop.
Cara feels very left out.
Kyle? Yes, in a minute, babe, hold on. Kyle, come to me, and I'll put Lion on.
I would really like it if my mum and dad stopped stressing, and because they're not really happy most of the time, and I do want them to be happy.
Don't do that.
What does...
Okay.
What touched the nerve there?
Cara.
Thank you.
It's like I just ignore her. shouldn't be crying.
That's what you're feeling, what you're feeling. You shouldn't be crying. That's what you're emotionally feeling. What about Cara?
Spend any time with Cara. She's left out all the time. Just feel bad looking back at that. Because I give her no attention. Nothing. She just goes to her room every night.
We don't even notice that
Communicate.
We don't even notice that she's there sometimes. She just closes herself in a room and she just closes.
Yeah, Cara used to be so close. I used to do everything for Cara.
Yeah.
Everything.
So you feel like you've lost your relationship with her a little bit? She's kind of become invisible, where you've been dealing with Cara? How was it different with Cara to with Carl now?
She was much more relaxed. She was an easy child to look after. She was very shy, so
yeah.
She used to just cling on to us all the time, but she was never... She didn't do the naughty things that Kyle used to do.
Cara's always been really close to Chris because I think I really struggled to bond with Cara. I'm not an overly maternal person anyway.
But you did, though. You did bond with Carl.
Yeah.
So your second child you did bond with.
Yeah.
Is he your last? He is. Is that your choice? Together?
Yeah.
Is that something that you found difficult? I mean, did you both say, OK,
No,
this
we
is what
didn't
we're
find
going
it difficult at all. I don't think so, anyway. But
I think the thing is, Chris never wanted any more after Cara. He always made it very clear that, you know, I'm happy with one, I don't want any more, and that is it.
So Carl it wasn't planned?
No.
So how did that...
Probably was a bit more on my part.
All right, hold on a minute. So hold on a minute, it was on your part. So now you're going to have to play catch up now. So
yeah, we went on like a year after we had got married, a year like honeymoon sort of thing, and I just thought I might accidentally leave my pill behind.
OK, so you did, and then obviously...
But he does know.
And when that happened, I mean, was there like, hello, where was I in this decision?
I feel mixed emotions. Yeah, I was happy, but at the same time, because your friends knew before me as well, so
it's a little bit naughty, to say the least.
Yeah.
To say the least. So did that cause any kind of, when you were carrying, did that cause any kind of friction? I mean, was that hard for you then to get past it?
No,
or was it the
it
kind
was
of
fine.
Look,
It was okay.
What happened here? Let's move past it.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell me that you feel I need to know?
No.
Still to come on Family Matters.
Let him have his toys around there. Move all the ornaments for now.
You're really trying to say it's not a family home, it's a palace.
Honestly, Carrie, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but it's the truth. You need to just think, I can have this when they're bigger. You're putting too much pressure on yourself. You really are.
I'm Carly and I'm Carrie's younger sister. I do get myself into a state sometimes when I know Kyle's coming because I have to move things in the house, get things out of the way that I know he's going to be picking up and throwing. So it becomes quite a bit of a worry, really, and which is quite upsetting because that's the last thing I want to feel, knowing they're coming over, and I'm actually panicking because Kyle is so destructive. They have, since Kyle's behaviour changed, their relationship has changed. It's difficult, really, because I don't know if it's the fact that Carrie went straight back, like she went to work full-time.
Towards the end of last year, Chris went to his dad's for a week. I was at home on my own with the children. There was just no communication and we were just taking things out on each other constantly.
Carrie's is at that voice of desperation, begging Kyle, pleading with him.
Kyle, stop running. Come on, come with Cara.
Listen, look at me, look at mummy, look at me. Look at mummy, Kyle.
And with Chris, it's to the point where his voice goes, he shouts that loud.
Right, that's it. I've had enough. Sit down.
children obviously aren't silly and they can see that it's just more of a show for them, I think.
Can you hear Mummy?
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
So we've been discussing Carl and his behaviour and good cop, bad cop behaviour and everything else. What do you see?
I'm a parent myself to 3.
Yes.
I'm not perfect. I also can lose my temper and I find it hard at times, but their relationship with Kyle is a lot different because he is so much more demanding. He can't just sit down and do the things that I've seen like Cara be like, and my children.
Yeah.
He just terrorises them a bit.
Yeah, and my little boy is so petrified because no matter what, he'll just throw things at him, not sit down and play with him.
Have you taught your children how to sit down and colour at the table?
Yes.
You sit down? You do puzzles? Do early learning games?
No.
No. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So the attention span is not there. The re-engaging in the toys is not there.
No.
The ability to problem solve and to enjoy the experience of those games is not there. Is the environment there for Kyle?
No.
Is his home conducive to that type of learning and play?
Myself believe it is.
Why?
Because they both have a beautiful home. It's lovely and they love to have it so nice and tidy and that, but like we've always been saying, it's not the ideal environment for children because those ornaments there are enticing him. There isn't any toys really around. It just does, it's not much of a home, homely home.
When you say homely home, are you really trying to say it's not a family home, it's a palace? In other words, it looks like a showpiece rather than...
If I walk out of my door, the toys are still on the living room floor that were there probably from a week ago. I leave them.
You can't do that. Tell me why you can't do it.
I don't...
You're too neurotic.
Yeah, I can't go up...
Can't see it on the floor.
No.
It sounds just so... But I can't go up to bed at night to come back downstairs in the morning and there be... So it has to be completely...
So why don't you clear it then when he's in bed?
That's what I've said to you, though. I said leave it. You tidy as you go along as well. You don't...
It's not dirt, it's toys. Let him have his toys around there. Move all the ornaments for now. That's what I used to do. Everything went up a level. As they got bigger, I moved the things I didn't want broken away, out the way. It used to look bare, but nothing then could get broken. All those things around him, he's going to want to... He's interested. He's got no toys down there, so he's going to be going for the ornaments.
But you know that.
Relax now.
But you know that. I know you know that.
She does.
But you want Kyle to fit in with what you want. Now you've got him in this bubble where he can't move, he can't do anything. He's worried that he's going to drop something because you've got him so tightly bound. Where does he get to learn how to become more agile with anything that he's doing, more coordination, you know, more pincer control? You know, the attention comes from early learning education. The more he can sit down and be given games and toys and interactive learning from yourself over the weekend, you know, where you've got that half an hour in the morning when he's alert, been asleep and ready, and he's learning that obviously at school, and he's obviously ready for it at school and loves it.
Yeah.
You need to be able to support that back at home as well. It's not, and I say this for all parents, there is so much you can do with your children at the early ages. You know, it's not your job as parents to say, I'm going to do nothing, and it's the teacher's job. Your job is to prep your kids from when they get to school. The teachers are there to continue academically with them. That's your job as parents, to be able to do that. That's early education. And, you know, being their educators and being able to give them that early education is not only stimulating and developing their brain, because in the first 5 years, you know, their brain is going to absorb 80% of that information. But actually what's going to happen as well is that they're going to learn the life skills to re-engage themselves back into what they felt frustrated with, and they have now completed the puzzle, you know, or the problem-solving game that they were playing, or the mix and match that they were doing, you know, or the tracing they were doing. Let's go to more tape.
I would say that it's having quite a negative effect on me, and sometimes I just think I just need to numb it. I need to, you know, just so, you know, I'll have to have my glass of wine, and I know that that's caused, you know, a lot of arguments between me and Chris because he doesn't want to see me getting that way. But it's just been a kind of a coping mechanism that I've kind of turned to.
Sometimes she can drink a lot and arguments escalate as well. You know what it's like when you've had alcohol, you like to speak your mind sometimes, and it can be hurtful at the same time as well.
Both Carrie and Chris are very, very house-proud people, and they love things to look lovely, and everybody does, but it gets to a point where it can't be perfect.
Kyle!
What did I say about the blinds?
So they just need to just take a little step back and realise that the most important thing right now is Kyle and Cara, and not having to have the best of everything.
This is why I'm here. This is why I want the change, because I don't want anything to happen, anything bad to happen, so I just want to make things better.
I think nobody's been wanting to say it. Like, we all have seen their house is stunning, but you've got kids and you don't need to have such a beautiful house now. You can have it later. Honestly, Carrie, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but it's the truth. You need to just think, I can have this when they're bigger, but right now, I'm not. I don't ever want you to think I'm making out I'm perfect. You know I'm not. But just relax a bit. You don't need to worry about all those beds being made in the morning. OK, if you want yours done, fine, but the kids and that, you're putting too much pressure on yourself. You really are. And you get in from work and you're then worrying about the state of the house, not about how was your day at school, Cara, sitting with Cara, and you're missing out on all of that because you're thinking about your house first and how it looks, and you're not thinking about everything else. Just, I've been there, I've seen it. You know I like to have a tidy place, but it's not perfect because you chose to go and get all your kitchen units in the glass and that, and you regret it now. And I told you would, because there's fingerprints, but you're not going to stop that because you've got kids.
I know, I just don't stop cleaning all the time. I feel bad because on the weekends, that's what I do.
You plan your weekend and you want people to watch your kids so you can...
So I can just clean and tidy.
Spend a day cleaning.
I do, and I'll spend the whole day just cleaning and tidying.
And it stresses you out.
What'd you get out of cleaning?
I don't know. I just have this high expectation within myself, and it's like I can't help it.
But
I just can't control it.
If Kyle's at mine and he's destroying and somebody says, Carrie, go do that, and you're like, oh, don't worry about it. But when he's at yours, it drives you mad. Yeah. But you can relax around everybody else's.
Yeah. You know, Chris, Carrie earlier on said, you know, I want things a certain way for when you come home. I mean, is there a realistic truth here that you expect things a certain way as well, and she's trying to meet those expectations?
Yeah, I do. I like to have a tidy house, but...
You're both really similar, obviously.
We are very similar in that way. We are.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't want her to feel under pressure to make sure the house is nice and tidy for when I get home. I've never put Carrie under any type of pressure to do that.
No, but I know that sometimes it frustrates you, like you'll come over and like, look at the state of this place, look at this.
Yeah.
So
okay, yeah.
You know, so I just feel like
you very much like it as well anyway, so it's just
we're both the same.
Yeah.
We're both the same in that way, definitely.
I think you're being unrealistic.
I know.
You put, you know, these pressures on yourself to have a perfect home, whatever that is, perfect home, and the reality is a happy home is a home that's conducive to children blooming and thriving and having great relationships with their families and siblings and having fun. Your kids can't move. Can't move in that home. But you need to be able to, you know, find that healthy compromise, pull that buffet back, you know, open up the space, bring down a nice... bring down a wicker basket where it's got some of his toys and he can play. At the end of the day when he goes to sleep, you can tidy those up and keep them in there and put the lid down, you know? And then there'll be times when you'll be sitting down talking to one another or doing what you're doing, you know, and he'll be playing. He'll be on the floor with all his
at the
trains
moment,
and
like,
cars.
we can't have a conversation. Like, we get in from work, like, it was just like this week, and we were wanting to talk about, there was something we wanted to talk about. We were trying to, like, talk, and he was just by us, just pulling and screaming. And eventually, like, I snap at Chris, he snaps, and we both end up shouting at each other, taking it out on each other, and then we just don't talk.
Yeah, because the lights are on, but no one's at home. And you're both there, but you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You're both there, but you're not being productive. You're not giving him what he needs from you as parents. You know, you're not. And you're more consumed with how everything looks.
Yeah.
And you're missing what's truly important. You're missing what's truly important. What do you see now? Come on, your eyes must be open.
Yeah.
I know.
I see quite
I can
a
see
lot.
it. I can see it. There's changes
We've been
we
going,
need to make.
like,
definitely.
terribly wrong.
I know.
Like, dreadfully.
Very.
And you both have to work together.
I know.
I think because that's what's so hard. I think for so long we haven't been working together.
Be productive and understand what you need to follow through on today after us all being together and empower yourself so that you become more confident. And then at the end of the day, as a family, you're better off as a whole. So do we have a plan?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Still to come on Family Matters.
Day-to-day life with the boys is a complete and utter battle.
I told you to do something, to do it.
Lots of arguing, lots of pushing, lots of shouting.
Right, I'm getting annoyed now.
And it's an absolute nightmare.
That comes across as really aggressive.
Yeah.
I told you to do something, to do it.
But it doesn't teach them.
No.
My point is, it's never, ever going to teach them. Welcome back. My next family contacted the show because they feel they'd rather be at work than at home with their kids. Since the arrival of identical twins Jake and Harvey, Vanessa and Paul feel the family dynamic has changed and the twins are ruining the roost to the point that the couple's marriage is at breaking point.
I'm Vanessa. I'm married to Paul and we have 4 boys. Jordan's 10, Ellis is 7, Jake and Harvey, the twins, are 5. Day-to-day life with the boys is a complete and utter battle.
I told you to do something, to do it.
Lots of arguing, lots of pushing, lots of shouting.
Right, I'm getting annoyed now.
And it's an absolute nightmare. All of our attention was on Jake and Harvey.
If one's not kicking off, the other one will kick off.
It really did change the dynamics. If they don't get what they want from me, they will go to Paul, vice versa.
You do told.
Dad said
No.
5 minutes.
They work as a team against you.
There wasn't one of us able to be free to look after the other 2. I think Ellis got lost along the way, being the middle child. I think he just kind of got left behind. But he is bad in himself. He looks for trouble. I can't put all the blame on the boys because it must be something we're doing because otherwise they wouldn't be the way they are. It has put a lot of pressure on our relationship.
We've fought against each other just because we don't know what to do.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Hey.
Welcome. Crying already? You're watching that and you're crying already?
Because it's watching us is hard.
What do you see?
An absolute nightmare. A battle.
A battle, an absolute nightmare, but when did it start to become overwhelming for yourself?
It became hard when the twins were born. It really changed, like I said, and with 2 of them constantly going on at you, the other 2 wanting different things as well along the way, it all just made the dynamics of the family just blow up and go wrong.
When did the trouble start? When did you really start to feel the heat?
When they came out of our tummy.
No, before that. How are we going to buy the pram? How have we got £600-700 to buy a pram? How have we got £400 to buy 2 car seats?
How did you work that out?
Well, we had to go without, majorly. You know, we ended up getting into debt, things like that, to try and buy these things. Because how can you not? You have to. There is no way around it.
Now, did the behaviour of the other children change?
Yeah.
because they got kind of lost along the way. They were just kind
Because
of
you were
left to
consumed.
get on with it, yeah.
Right.
Left to get on with it because it was always, I've just got to do the twins, I've got to feed the twins, I've got to change the twins' nappies, we've got to, you know, get the twins to sleep.
And what strain did that put on your own relationship? Because now you're anxious, you know, everything is nicky-picky, you've become really tunnel-visioned.
Yeah.
You know, then you've got the physicalities of that.
Yeah.
You know, the
we started drinking quite a lot, didn't we? Literally quite a lot.
You did?
A bottle of wine a night each.
Wow.
We put on a lot of weight because we were eating junk food, because it was just grab what you can while you can.
Right.
It just...
It was existing, really.
Yeah,
we was just around the kids, basically.
We argued a
Had no
lot.
life.
We nearly split up a lot. It was a lot of pressure. I had all the stress of the kids. He obviously didn't understand. I used to ring him up when he was at work, screaming and shouting, if you don't get home from work, I'm leaving these kids. I can't do this anymore. They're going to be on their own. You'll have to deal with it. I'm done. I've had it.
If I used to see her phone number come up on my phone, I used to avoid it because I knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And
you're like, oh, I'll have another sandwich.
Yeah,
that's it.
And often I used to go the long way home.
Right, okay. So the serious of that.
Yeah, I used to avoid going home.
Yeah.
But obviously I had to work 7 days a week because I had to financially provide for them as well.
Yes, of course.
But yeah.
All right, well, let's go to more tape.
Drink, teeth, bed. Let's go.
Home life is stressful. Shouting, screaming, tantruming.
I've thrown that over on purpose in a tantrum.
I would rather be at work.
Ellis acts like a 4-year-old. His tantrums, he cries. No, I told you stop fighting about 5 minutes ago.
And Ellis pushed Harvey off of his bike, resulting in him breaking his arm. The twins are completely a team.
No, you need to reunite.
They really do wind Jordan up.
Get out! You've got your own games to play.
Jordan doesn't want them in there, and he will actually pick them up and forcefully remove them from his bedroom.
Mom, please. Mom!
Right, no. Out. Do as you're told. Thank you.
They just won't give in, and they'll just cry and cry and cry until you just want to go and shut yourself in another room and stay away from them.
Sometimes I look for backing up and he's not there.
My main stance on disciplining the boys is shouting, basically. Get that tidied up now. Now pick it up.
Sometimes I think Paul goes far over the top.
You haven't. Night.
I think maybe part of that is where we're going wrong. It makes me not want to spend any time with them because it makes life hell.
Okay, so what I want to do with you both is, you know, to break things down so you're not overwhelmed here, you know, talking to me. Where do you think you both go wrong?
Well, I know exactly where I go wrong.
Okay.
I shout. I mean, I would never smack my children. I had it when I was little, and I won't have it. But the only way of escaping out of me is shouting.
Yourself?
I shout, and I think I don't listen to them enough.
Okay, but it's not effective? No, of course not. I just want to look at the videotape here. I want you to take a look at this. You know, I look at this situation here where, you know, the kids were in the room and, you know, Jordan didn't want them in there. You're quite rough in the way that you manhandle them, rather than just kind of saying, right, out, off you go, let's move, let's move. You can see where you've got to the point where...
Yeah, because they don't listen.
But I'm not even like the fact is that you've actually got to the point now where you're picking them up and dragging them out the room rather than ushering them from their back and saying, right, off we go.
Yeah, because it's got to that point now where I'm not going out. They're just, it's like I've cut out that middleman. I've cut out the trying to reason with them.
That comes across as really aggressive.
Yeah, you
and
can see by the look on my face that I was...
Your body language and what you do.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But it doesn't teach them.
No. And that's why now we need to put the right procedures in place to teach them, because we can't carry on like this.
I want to meet Mum. Let's watch the tape.
My name's Linda. I think the problem being is that we've got 4 boys and they don't ever do what they're told.
Go! I'm contradicting myself, please!
I don't think that the children respect their parents at all.
You're not reading the book! Going to sleep! Good night!
When they've got to come over to their nanas, they do cry, and the only reason being is that they have to do as they're told. After you've eaten your big dinner, you're moaning about you're hungry, so you can eat that. Come on, look, having a temper tantrum isn't going to do anything. Come on, please come down. I think Ellis feels pushed out since the twins have come along, and Ellis will tell tales all the time about the twins.
Mum, I'll go for talking.
They have to stop what they're doing and do what Ellis says, then there causes a fight. I don't think Paul and Vanessa discipline the children enough.
But the simple reason is you don't have them all the time.
If they constantly moan, then it's easier for them to give in.
You have them for a couple of nights and then you don't have them for whatever. You're not used to that. I'm not arguing with you.
And we need to get it sorted now, while they're young.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So what do you see? I mean, it's a little bit hard, isn't it, to say what you feel?
Still to come on Family Matters.
Basically, I think that the children are spoilt.
Go!
They do not appreciate anything. They do not do as they're told. They have everything. I think, you know, that they do their best, obviously, for them, but the twins know how to get round to their parents. Basically, I think that the children are spoilt.
Yes. In what way?
They have everything.
Okay, materialistically?
Materialistically, yes. They literally have everything. And if they have, like, an iPad or tablet, whatever, and it's thrown down the stairs by the twins and it smashes, when it's their birthday, they'll have another one. You know, they have an iPhone to play with.
Yeah.
You know, they have too much. And Vanessa will turn around and say, well, they have to because all the other children have it. They do not appreciate anything. They do not do as they're told.
Do you agree with that? I mean, would you feel they are? They, you know, they get a lot. They
do have a lot.
They have.
I don't think they appreciate it, no. But in defence, the twins broke Jordan Ellis's electrical gadget, and we did then, about a year and a half later, replace it, but it wasn't Jordan Ellis's fault. The twins were young. So...
They broke it? What, an accident happened?
They threw it down the stairs.
So that wasn't an accident? That was intentional?
No, they were young. They were only 18 months old, 2 years old.
But how did they have that to do that?
Because Jordan and Ellis leave them laying around.
So
what
they're
not
doing in the rooms?
looking after.
What are they doing in the rooms?
That's exactly what I've said to them. You know,
But there's the etiquette of the respect.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. They don't respect any of the house. It's all theirs. There's no hidden, you know.
Yeah. I had a real fun opportunity to meet your kids before the show. Take a look. Why am I here today? Why are we all here?
To sort our family out.
Why? What's wrong with your family then? That needs
crying,
fixing.
moaning, and arguing. Mostly you, and you. Nothing to do with me. And them two boss me about.
Who boss you around?
Harvey and Jake.
Jake, you boss him around? Do you boss your older brother around?
Yeah, they do sometimes. But we boss.
How much?
Lots. No, put your hands up. He does it loads. He does it that much, like literally loads.
So when you're all aggravating each other, okay, and you're all bickering, and sometimes it looks like you're having fun when you're doing it as well. Does it drive Mum and Dad mad? Do they get like fed up with it?
It's mostly Wait, let me say something. Let me say something. They mostly do it. They mostly get in trouble. We mostly get in trouble. If we get annoyed with each other, those three cry, and then they get shouted at for crying.
What could I teach Mum and Dad today? What do you think they need to know?
They would need to know that you need to stop us arguing, and if we're naughty, we should. Well, basically, we should just be quiet, or we should get sent to bed at 6.
Give me 5. Give me 5. Give me 5.
Give me 4.
Give me 5.
Give me 5.
4.
Give me 5. Give me 5.
2.
Give me 1.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
I'm going to go meet Mum and Dad now. Catch up with you later.
Bye.
Bye. I love them. Like butter wouldn't melt in there. Look at them. You spend a lot of time shouting.
Yeah.
And it's not effective. When I look and I break down the videotape watching you all, there has to be an example. And I don't think the example's there at the moment. And you're not going in and showing them fairness. And Ellis is not seeing fairness. No. He's not seeing you go in and listen to all sides. And you see, the beauty about that is when you actually go and you listen to all sides, you start to realise who's telling fibs, who's not, who's telling half the story, who's giving you the whole story. And what I got from the children when I was talking to them is that none of them really feel like they're made to say sorry if it's genuine. You know, and I feel that if you're more in tune with the children, in being able to spend the time to sit in front of them and actually ask them what's gone on, you start to pick up these little cues, these facial expressions, their tones, their body language. You know, that's all cues for us to make us observe our children more and know.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at more tape here.
My worst time was when the twins were about 18 months old, 2 years old, and I stood on the side of the A14 with them screaming in the back, and I was tempted to jump in front of a car. Paul was working 7 days a week. I was on my own all the time with all 4 kids.
I was at breaking point and I nearly had a breakdown at one point. I just broke down one evening and put my hands in my head and cried.
I physically, mentally and emotionally couldn't take any more. It was hard work and it really pushed us to the limit.
In later life, I'm going to feel guilty about the lost years, which I should have had good times with my children, and that will really affect me.
I'm scared of what worst case scenario could be, to be honest with you. It petrifies me. If we don't become a family unit, then nothing's ever going to get any better. I love my kids more than anything in the world and I would do anything for them, but I need to have my happy family unit. Taking one of the children out of the equation does change the whole family dynamics, but I wouldn't ever like to think that that could happen. I don't want to think about not being part of being a family.
You are a family unit. You are a family unit. I feel that when you look at yourself in that place and you are watching yourself objectively on there, you can see how anxious you have been about everything. It's a wake-up call to see yourself talking about your kids, because you're able to empathise with yourself, listening to yourself. You know, you do need that time where you can go and take a night out. You know, I think it's perfectly okay for you to feel like, you know, you have a weekend. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's healthy because you're feeding your own relationship. But the truth of the matter is, you know, you do have to be on the same page. What do you need from each other as a couple?
Support.
Listen.
Support and listen. Who's going first?
Me.
Okay.
I want him to remember what I've told him because he's listened, not it's gone over his head. I want, if maybe I'm standing back out of the situation, looking in, because it's easy when you're looking in and think he's dealing with it wrong, then maybe step back and listen to me and we can help do it, work together to make it right, instead of him just going off and doing what he does or me going off and doing what... We work together at getting them to listen to us.
So in order to do that, that means that you've got to recognise that as soon as you hear noise, you react. You react by then going in and shouting.
Yeah.
It's a habit you've got yourself into,
that's correct.
which is counterproductive. It's just not, doesn't do anything. Might make you feel better for 2 minutes, but then afterwards you're not feeling so good afterwards.
No, that's right, yeah.
Step back, you observe, you step back in. You can be effective. You can make a difference in doing that.
Yeah.
So how do we then stop you from getting to a place where you're getting riled up as much? Your decompression between when you finish work to when you get home is critical.
Yep.
It's just acknowledging that you're going home and leaving work and coming home and you're putting on a different hat.
Yeah.
Change your mood, shift it, help yourself to be able to do that. Whatever that case is, mine's normally a big bubble bath, right? But you know what I'm saying? Find that place. The reason why you feel that guilt is knowing that you're at work, you know, and you're not seeing them as much as what you would love to.
That's right.
I think that can be said for every parent right now in Great Britain.
Yeah.
I really do. I do. You know, and I don't believe that there's an easy solution for that.
No.
But there has to be somewhere, a place where you have peace in knowing when I'm with my kids, I'm going to have fun and I'm going to have quality time with my kids as a family.
That's what we
want.
want.
You know what? I'm going to work every day providing for my family. Don't beat yourself up over that, please.
Okay.
Somewhere you've got to recognise that you've got to find peace with that because how you're behaving because of it is of detriment to the children.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do we feel like we have a game plan in place? Do you know what you need to do now
Yeah,
when you go home?
yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
All right, brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.